All right, our lesson this morning is lesson 284. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. Loss is not loss when properly perceived. Pain is impossible. There is no grief with any cause at all, and suffering of any kind is nothing but a dream. This is the truth, at first to be but said, and then repeated many times, and next to be accepted as but partly true, with many reservations, then to be considered seriously more and more, and finally accepted as the truth. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt, and I would go beyond these words today and past all reservations and arrive at full acceptance of the truth in them.
Father, what you have given cannot hurt, so grief and pain must be impossible. Let me not fail to trust in you today, accepting but the joyous as your gifts, accepting but the joyous as the truth. Father, what you have given cannot hurt, so grief and pain must be impossible. Let me not fail to trust in you today, accepting but the joyous as your gifts, accepting but the joyous as the truth. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. What a practical lesson. But there is a key there, and that is to identify first what thoughts hurt. Which ones? Which ones are practically useless? Any analyzing thought hurts. Any self-doubt thought hurts. Only the joyous is coming from the truth. So we can allow the joyous thoughts to enter our minds. We don't have to make them up. We don't have to fabricate joyous thoughts. They will be there when the thoughts that hurt are released. You say this is our job. This is helpful to preoccupy your mind with this practice. Occupy. It's not a preoccupation. It's a great occupation. Great use of time. And do you have any thoughts that hurt that you need to name here in the session? Something that would be helpful to put on the altar.
Peter?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Peter.
Morning.
Good morning, everybody. I think that I have a thought like I'm alone, thought like I can't do this, thought that I don't believe, don't trust. there's beliefs in there about don't complain, just get on with it. Just look at the feeling, get on with it, just deal with it. And I feel at times overwhelmed with the feelings, neediness, and just kind of exhaustion comes over me, and I feel all over the place, generally in the afternoon.
Yeah, now it's only morning.
Yeah.
You're already thinking of how the afternoon will be. That's a thought that hurt, the assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have fear about my health. I have fear about the cat, what to do about the cat. I've been a bit disturbed. I've been, quite upset around collaborating with Solvay, although we've been talking about it. Feel like we're openly talking about that. I feel fearful. I feel fearful of my thoughts and feelings. That's essentially, I feel frightened of the bitterness that I feel around doubting and wanting to blame others for that. And then there's a sort of rage somewhat at others, but I can see as a big rage at myself. And I just do, okay, it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. But on Sunday, I just avoided being with myself. And that was very familiar in the past. And I have periods where I avoid being with myself, but generally I've been able to engage. And there are things to do, things I've got to sort out. But really, I just need to be with myself. And I'm fearful. It's fearful of that place. Just brings up my early life. I would say very familiar. And I really don't want to share all this as well. I don't really want to expose it, just probably feel like a failure.
Yeah, that's another thought that hurts.
Yeah.
I see this as a space, as a container where the process of sharing is the choosing to change the thoughts that hurt. I see that behind your sharing, that is the purpose, the prayer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it's nice. It's good that you say it, and I feel recognized, because I suppose yeah, it feels important. Peace in here. And yeah, I had seen that with Solveig, but that, yeah, wow. I am aware that sharing is the most powerful tool that I have, along with just meditating. It's the same thing, really, if I allow it.
Yeah, we were thinking maybe you're to bring Solveig back sooner.
Yeah.
If she's done with her things from her place, she could come back.
Yeah. I mean, I've had the same thought, but I spoke with her this morning. I can, she's just moving right now, so can't speak with her. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've heard others in this place. It's very familiar. It's like almost a paralyzing anxiety. I don't feel overwhelmed, but I feel more peace than I've ever done. And I'm surprised that I don't feel totally consumed like I have done in my life. But I still feel pretty uncomfortable, and I am aware that it's almost, yeah, it's such a fine line between demanding it of myself and just allowing myself to be present.
Sounds like it makes the whole difference.
Yeah, I think it.
A thought of demand is a thought that hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet it, yeah. And obviously that's not healed. So it can feel quite intense at times. Just get on with it. Feels like it's like Solveig didn't want to come this morning, and she was just feeling like a lot of demands on herself that she should do X, Y, Z. And I can feel that for myself. And it's just a fine line between sticking my head in the sand, and feels like a fine line sometimes, just to strangely trust, even when I'm not fully trusting, to be present. And I feel it just brings up a fear to do that. And I prevaricate and distract, and I can do it better in the morning, but then generally it's usually the feelings then come up more a bit later. And then I just almost just trying to ride the wave of that as best I can. Not always very well in my very critical mind.
Mm.
it's, yeah, just being here and just speaking in it, there's a bit of sort of wanting recognition, showing off. Another part that's desperate. And then when I'm alone, it's another thing again. It's like, okay, it's like, seems to take a lot to just hold myself together, actually.
Yeah, and that's not even the goal.
Maybe I don't have to hold myself together. Just,
No, maybe not.
yeah. But it feels hold myself together and just to be present, just to do my best to be present.
Yeah, and that is a gift to yourself. That's your part. But in that, to see all that harshness, judgment, demanding, to release those thoughts.
Yeah.
And allowing.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I can feel the anxiety of what I perceive as being alone, which was how I felt most of the time when I was young.
Yeah, to allow to sit with that feeling. And then even ask, what is a joyous thought?
It's almost ridiculous.
The sad thought, the sad belief in loneliness. If that is not coming from God, then it's not actually really true.
You say that again?
Yeah, if that's sad thought, the sad thought of loneliness, we can say that thought cannot come from God.
Yeah.
So it cannot be true. So we can give to God, give to Spirit to show us the counterpart or the true thought. What is joyous? We don't need to feel that in ourselves. We can just say, what is joyous? if this loneliness is not the truth.
It doesn't just feel like loneliness. It feels like there's no one here to help me. I feel like, it's like this doesn't feel like so much of the present. It just feels like abandonment. Just feels like separation. It's just me.
Abandonment.
Just trying to survive somehow. The loneliness is just a part of it. It doesn't. It feels like literally there's no one I can turn to.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you have some material there. Even the abandonment, the belief, the experience of being abandoned. And then what you said, it's just me trying to survive. It's just me. There's a lot in that.
Yeah.
It's just me. What is just you? You could even write about that belief that I can hear there's something very little, very vulnerable, fragile, hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I really. No, I just really don't want to expose this part either. I mean,
Of course.
I am exposing this part.
Yeah.
But have to get desperate. It's helpful to know this is me looking at my mind, or I'm looking with spirit at my mind, and I do know that, and I do know that I'm being supported right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not feeling as paralyzed as I can have been in the past when I've been alone.
Yeah.
And there's something joyous about that. So it's not like that feels so impossible. In this moment, that feels possible.
Mm. Yeah, and I feel, it's pretty cool because if God is God, if spirit is spirit, if only love is true and real, we can really hold spirit to that message. So even when you're not on the screen here with us, feel supported. In the afternoon, when you feel overwhelmed by the feelings maybe, or tired, or okay, I'm giving up, when those feelings are there, you can even hold God to God's truth, This cannot be the truth. And, pray to join with what is true. Ask for the shift.
So I think I am doing that to some extent. Otherwise, I do feel like I have been moving through stuff and going into places that I have avoided. And it just, I get terrified of being paralyzed in this place, I suppose. Definitely, that's what I felt like happened for years.
Mm.
in the past. But it would come up periodically, end of relationships. I kind of would be suicidal on a couple of times, I mean, seriously suicidal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're going through the nitty-gritty of the human condition to face it all. And you have been facing a lot, been facing so much, and you're still going through that facing of human beliefs to release them, question them. And I think it's beautiful. Just remember the context too. You're with us, you know. You seem to live on your own, and right now it's just you and the cat, but that's not the truth. You're with us in community, you know, and we need to be in community. We need to join when the doubt is there and pray about, okay, what would be helpful here? So yeah, feel free to reach out, Peter, when it feels.
Yeah. When you said me and the cat, I feel really upset. I don't want to abandon the cat. It's like be abandoned.
Yeah. So right now that is also up on the table, to look at the belief in abandonment, to be with it.
I think this is what it mostly is.
Mm.
And I definitely think I need a miracle, and I mean that in the kind of worldly way. It's like this part that doesn't really trust in this place.
Mm.
I've tried to heal this place all my life, and I really haven't got that close. And I feel grateful. I feel really grateful for. Right now, I feel grateful.
Beautiful. Yeah. I think of those movies where the monk, they are in an ashram or monastery, and then they go to have quiet time with God. They're just going maybe for a few months or several months or even years to just be with God. Almost like you're doing that, Peter. With that, to face everything.
There's such a strong sense of failure. I've been trying all my life to heal this place. almost obsessively, without even really knowing what I was healing, trying to heal. Just knew I was really unhappy.
Yeah.
And nothing I tried worked, nothing out there. And bit by bit, I just, obviously there was no alternatives. It's not like I've been a great fan of God. It's not, some people are, I haven't been, I just, but it's, well, eventually there's nothing else to try. So, tried everything out there and then even tried as much as I could inwardly, working through body, psychological, and then just ultimately, okay, this is, and still part of me is still mistrusting. So I guess I blame God. I saw that the other day, but I struggled to see that. Maybe I just, anyway. Feels good to say these things because I don't really know them until I'm here, and being witnessed in this way is a great honor, the word that comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Strange
For
word.
me, when you say you haven't been a great fan of God, I think it's good to be so open and transparent about that. Because that's the case. Everyone who perceive themselves as a body, they're not a fan of God. The body is a defense against God. So this to question even that, but do I even know what God is?
Yeah.
If God is everything that I love, if God is love, is the core of my being, there is a part of you that is a great fan of that.
Yeah. I am and always was.
Mm.
And the moments I saw that, as a child, I knew that.
Yeah.
But it's just been distant. He just felt really distant.
Mm.
I didn't. Yeah. I mean, I was so distant and unbelievably far gone, really. And it was only when I practiced mindfulness that suddenly everything that I'd ever done started to connect up in a different way, But that was just the beginning, really. So I've not been a good student of spirituality or a good practitioner, really. I've just winged it through at times, just hanging on in there.
That's it. And that is what bridging the belief in separation is. That is, separation is this great distance, experience of a big gap, a great distance. Disconnect. So, but you have come quite a long way now in this bridging that distance, in questioning that isolation. So it's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I mean, it feels unfamiliar to say that when I hear that. Thank you. I mean, deep in some part of me. Thank you. Just.
Okay.
Okay, so what else is ready to be shared?
Yeah, I woke up just feeling a lot of terror, and yeah, really aware of that gap between me and everybody else. So I really, there's a lot of painful thoughts around that. So I just want to place that on the altar. It's like I can't find the bridge or something, to escape from this feeling of separation. And then when Karen talked about the food, it was like, there's something in me that's really in opposition to, buying all these, sort of special foods and things. So, so I just want to place that on the altar, and forgive those thoughts. I don't want those thoughts, but they do come in. It's like, oh, special foods. And under that, there's like a question of, do you ask for your needs to be met? And, so it can go into a loop. So I just want to raise that up. But there is when I get a sense of determination to move beyond these limiting thoughts, a terror comes up, and the terror has been around this morning. It's like I want to shrink back then, not face things. So like guilt, and I'm not going to get it right. I'm essentially bad. That kind of thought. There's more here than I actually knew. It's like, oh, I'm that. So. And the prayer is just to release the guilt, like let myself off the hook is what Matthew mentioned yesterday. And it's like, I can feel guilty about the smallest thing. I want to.
Yeah. It might be like an addiction.
I'm really, really feeling that. It's like I don't see where it comes in, but once it's with me, it's like, oh my God, I must be addicted to this guilt, which is absolutely, totally insane. I had the thought this morning, it's like going through a detox being here, but much, much stronger than going through alcohol or anything. And it's like, oh my God, this is every single thought I think. That's not helpful. And that can feel a bit overwhelming. Like I've got to do it.
That's why we watch some good movies now and then. And joinings. But they can be overwhelming to realize how much, how much there is to shift, how much the mind, how lost it has been, how lost you've been. But then it is very, very helpful to take it back to the present moment. How long is an instant? It takes an instant to change my mind. And then just practice being present with those thoughts when they come up, to release them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, this lesson is so practical. I can elect to change all the thoughts that hurt. Yeah, I'm glad everyone has a lot of thoughts up. You can elect to change. It's good. Yeah. To be so aware, it's a gift to be so aware of them. To no longer be sleepwalker in the world. Some blessings to everyone. Right now.